Hello and welcome to Post-Burnout.com interviews. Post-Burnout.com is a culture website dedicated to venerating burnt-out artists the world over. My name is Aaron Kavanagh and I'm the website's founder and editor-in-chief. This is our website's podcast where we publish the full interviews from our site's articles and sometimes release exclusive episodes. In this edition of Post-Burnout.com interviews, brothers Tom and Cian O'Dowd of the Liverpool-based folk duo The Guzzlers discuss moving from their hometown of Limerick to Liverpool, their debut single 20 Points to Cherbourg, which was released on Paddy's Day this year, the drunken cruise tour that inspired it, recording their debut album and its expected release, their upcoming tour with the Highstool Prophets, moving from rock and roll to folk, the Liverpool music scene, their plans to tour Ireland, and much more. If you'd like to see the Guzzlers live, they'll be supporting the Highstool Prophets on their UK tour this December. On December 11th, they'll be performing in Liverpool at the O2 Academy. On December 12th, they'll be performing in London at the O2 Shepherd's Bush Empire. Then on December 13th, they'll be performing in Manchester at the O2 Ritz. Tickets for all of those shows are available in the description of this episode. Before we begin, I just want to make 2 points. The first is I want to apologise to the Highstool Prophets. I think I accidentally called them the Barstool Preachers or the Barstool Prophets, who are two other bands. I didn't mean any offence by that. I'm just old and tired and dumb. And the second is I make a joke at the beginning about a pentagram in the background. Wherever they were calling in from, there was something in the background that looked like a pentagram. Here's a screenshot of it now. So yeah, that's what that's in reference to. Other than that, thank you very much and enjoy this episode. Alright, let's just go. Can you hear me okay?
How are you getting on?
Oh yeah. And yourself? It's nice to meet you. Oh, nice pentagram. Did I disrupt a meeting or something? I guess the first thing I was going to ask, your debut single came out on Paddy's Day there. I was wondering, have you found like the reception now that you've like had? Because I mean, like your career was already kind of like going up even before you had music out on platforms. Now that you have, it out, how do you find it's kind of changed?
I suppose people recognise us more for original music now as well, rather than just doing like gigs around the town and stuff, which is great because that's what we kind of want to be known as anyway.
Yeah.
At the end and go, which is and it's just great, I suppose, to have your first song out in general, just to kind of get it out there, and then that's the kind of start of your musical journey then, which is great. Like it's kind of that first little ledge that you have to get over, It's been great, great receptions. It's playing around the Irish pubs here in town as well, and you can kind of see people kind of singing it a small bit and stuff. So you're kind of thinking, is it going to just start getting into people's heads eventually? And
I think it's on 1,000 streams a week averaging at the moment. So I think we're just over 3,000, which is amazing because it's all completely organic, isn't it? Like it's just it's just from word of mouth. I think most of it, which is amazing. And the support from all the people in Liverpool, the pubs, as I said, is helping a lot.
Yeah, no, it's I actually wanted to ask about that. Like, so you guys are from Limerick, but how'd you end up in Liverpool?
Well, we just decided to pack the bags and go, to be honest, and just went over with we didn't know anyone, we didn't have any connections. We just came in with a guitar and a banjo, a spare change of clothes. We just started busking on the streets, and we done that every day, and we were absolutely delighted with that. We thought it was the best life ever, meeting people, scraping up a few pennies for some jars, finding pubs with the cheapest pints, and we moved just when Liverpool won the league as well, so it was absolutely carnage, to be honest. And I think that helped a lot with us getting gigs into the pubs too, because we were Liverpool fans. We just learned the songs too. We adapted, and we went from there. We just went over with a dream, and it somehow worked out magically.
Actually, was there a bit of a culture shock when you went to Liverpool? Because actually, one thing I noticed, I was in Liverpool, I guess, at the end of 2023. I was over for a weekend, and I noticed not only do they have Irish pubs, they have specifically Irish American pubs. I'd never seen that before.
Yeah. They're a funny kind of pub, like, it's just kind of all the pool tables and all that kind of stuff in there. You can just tell the way it's kind of set up, it's gas, like, but they're good crack. We've been out in them a few times. Yeah. No, they're good.
How do you find, I guess, kind of like like living there now, I mean, have you kind of like adapted to it? Because like you're kind of telling the story there of like going, without much money or connections and just kind of like, building something organically. I mean, how does it compare, say, to Limerick? Just like the music scene there, just like day-to-day life in general.
Yeah, it's a big difference just because we had to go up and down to really to Galway, to try and get our gigs because there's just not too many cover music in Limerick, you know what I mean? But it's thriving with the original music, Limerick. There's plenty of
Yeah.
venues and bands coming out there, but just for us, we thought it's a better view just to go to more kind of city, I suppose.
We had a rock band for years in Limerick, Static Vision, that we were, working away with, and it just came to a point where we got too old for rock and roll. we had to try something new, Well, like
our bandmates were moving as well.
Yeah,
they moved off, so
we had a great time and great memories and gigs in Ireland and Limerick, like with an old band. But it's something, we just had to change everything and do something new, I think, and fresh, which was just naturally what progressed into the Guzzlers, like.
Yeah. How did the idea of the Guzzlers come about? Because if I'm getting this correct, because you were mentioning there being like in rock bands, and I believe like as musicians, that's how you kind of learned, right? Like you learned through playing like kind of rock music. So kind of transitioning from that style of music to what you're doing in the Guzzlers. I was listening to another interview you did, and I believe like kind of Irish folk music and stuff wasn't really what you grew up with, if I'm getting that correct. So how did you kind of make this transition?
it's in the Irish Fairies, isn't it?
It was on a cruise. It all started basically on a. We got hired to do a cruise ship, and we Dublin to France, and we were playing on it. And when you'd stop off in Cherbourg, you were allowed to have like a 5 or 6 over delay of going to the pubs and doing what you want really. And we just obviously went to the pubs and started drinking, like and we come back absolutely like hammered, like, and then we'd still have great shows and all, but it just got to the point where I suppose like we were let go. But during that experience, we wrote our first debut single, which is 20 Pints to Cherbourg, which is completely based on a true story. Even the lyric about being entertainers on the ship, that's what we were actually going around with our tanks as entertainers. That's why you weren't allowed to drink. And we actually had such a laugh writing that. We were honestly laughing, pissing ourselves. And then we just said, you know what? Why don't we just try more of this? Like, it's fun, like, and
Yeah.
we enjoy it. So that's how it happened.
But did that song kind of dictate, I guess, like, because I think it's a perfect debut just in terms of sense of like it sets exactly what you guys are about. Like it gives you the exact idea of like what this project is, not only musically but just in terms of attitude, in terms of themes. Like it is like really the best selection I think like you could have went for. So did that song kind of dictate what the Guzzlers would become?
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
Because we played every Monday night in the Monday night carving club with Ian Prowse, who hosts it, and it's a great club. Actually, it's the best open mic in the world, to be honest, because you can only play original music, so everyone that goes down there can just get on stage and test their own songs or play to a great audience, which is there every time. So we started doing that every Monday when we got to Liverpool, and we started playing that song, and we could just tell with the crowd reaction every time we played it. It was like people already knew the song by the second chorus; they're all singing along.
Yeah.
We knew we had something special. So yeah, that was it. He put us on then to John Whitnall, who's recorded with Rihanna and Echo and the Bunnymen and Coldplay, even, like, which is mad. We went out to his studio at home and we recorded the whole song live. The whole album we're bringing out later this year is live, all recorded in one take, kind of thing. And yeah, it just thanks to them as well. We wouldn't be where we are now as well because they really helped us capture that sound and vision. They obviously saw it too, like, so we owe a lot to them, I think. We do.
You talked about an album there. I was wondering how many like songs you have like recorded for that. Like if I'm getting it correct, did you record the album first and now you're kind of like releasing the singles in preparation for that? Or was each kind of song recorded separately first?
No, we went into the studio, didn't we, and just banged out an album.
I mean, it got to a point we had a few songs done. I mean, we had a few songs written. I mean, we didn't. I didn't just got to a point when you're recording. We got kind of like you're even writing songs, and we're just kind of getting them done that next week. We're kind of just finishing them, and it was very just it was great because we got it done so quickly.
It's like one of the songs, the Irish Town Liverpool on it. literally, we wrote them like about 2 or 3 days after we landed in Liverpool. I just woke up one night from the inspiration of being in this new city and wrote that song like that. And that's considered one of our favorite songs by people. Like, we listened back to it. So it's just all very natural and real. Like, it's just, there's no real thinking process to it. It's all coming out very, as I say, natural. But yeah, I think having 10 original songs on the album too is something unique, where we're not kind of going down the cover route at all. It's all just original music we're doing, which I find is exciting too and refreshing. Like,
Actually, sorry, I should have asked what sort of music were you playing on the cruise ship? Like, was it the kind of music you're doing now at the Guzzlers, or was it something else?
Yeah, we kind of have like a mixed set, don't we?
Yeah, a mix of
I
everything.
mean, a lot of Irish stuff, because people seem to enjoy that when they're having a drink anyway. Do you know what I mean? You'll be playing like maybe 4 nights in a row, so you're kind of just trying to learn. You're learning the songs just out of your boredom on the ship, because there's actually fuck all to do on it. Like, you're going across the water, so you're kind of just learning songs or practicing the way and just playing whatever. Really, like that's
Yeah.
That's just grand, like, yeah. Got a bit
Do you find-
repetitive, boy. That's why you were not work.
Do you find now that like you're kind of like in that scene now, that's kind of changing your own music? Like, it's being in the place you're like based now, like not in Liverpool but kind of in the Irish pub scene? Is that kind of like are you getting inspiration from that in terms of like your songwriting going forward? Or yeah, how do you feel about, like, I guess the music scene kind of influencing you?
Man, like, we literally wrote a song there like last week, and up in Glasgow, because we went up to Glasgow after doing the 20 pints pubs in Liverpool, which is basically us going outside the pub in Liverpool and playing the chorus of our David single, and we just done that for 20 pubs, 20 days until it was released. And then we went up to Glasgow there last week, and we did the same thing, and we went into this Irish pub, and there was Shane McGowan in the back of the memorial, like, and we were just drinking pints there, as we do, like, before we go out and play the song. And then we were having a crack with everyone, and next thing we were like, Tom saw someone spill a pint, didn't you? And you were
Yeah.
And he was like, we should write a song about that, someone spilling a pint. That's brilliant. And I was like, no, that's just stupid. He's like, no, that would be brilliant, wouldn't it? Like, imagine a song about someone spilling a pint. And we were like, fuck yeah, do you know what? We'll give that away. We wrote this song, which is unreleased, and but whatever it is, it's very much so inspired by, I think it has the energy of the boys from County Hell. And just to have Shane McGowan back there drinking a pint and like a paint, and then us there just langers in Glasgow writing the song, best time ever, It's just like, that's the thing. We just keep traveling to pubs and go places. It's just coming out. So like that.
Is it amazing to you, like, how quick a writer, like, have you always been like that? Have you always been like quick writers, just like quick to inspire and quick to pen it down?
Yeah,
you have anyway, haven't you?
Yeah,
I'm a bit different. I'd probably take I might have an idea, and it might take me a while on my own for a couple to kind of. But you're kind of seem every now and then just to whip something out straight away.
Yeah,
like,
just whacked out. Yeah,
which is great. I don't think it had be done otherwise. It was fucking left up to me.
Perfect. And I guess I'll have a few things. I'll let you get on with your day. I was going to ask, so for the album, like, what's kind of, I guess, the plan for release with that?
So releasing 4 singles, isn't it, this year?
Yeah,
one's out, so the next one will be released April.
In the end of May, I think.
In the May, sorry. Yeah, so then after them 4 releasing, the whole album should be dropping maybe later on this year. We haven't really a date set.
Not a set date yet, but it will be later on this year.
October-ish, I'd say, maybe.
October-ish.
Yeah.
November. Won't leave it too late till Christmas anyway.
No.
And an open Christmas with all the Christmas presents ready for it. Yeah, we're about it.
Will
it be out in time for your tour with the Highstool Preachers?
Oh
yeah, it'd definitely be out by then. I'm really looking forward to that and playing them songs, and hopefully people might know some of the songs before going to the gig, even if the album's out.
Yeah,
it'd be great. Yeah. So
how did you end up on that support side? How did you get
it? So back in January, it was a funny story actually. Back in January, they texted us. He went up on holidays to Thailand for a month.
Yeah, I went missing for a month.
I just got an email. Someone must have passed us along. They must have been looking for a support act. I don't know. Someone must have put in a good name for us. So we just got this random email. And I cancelled it straight away because I was like, oh shit, Cian's done. Like, how am I supposed to do the gig? And then they replied back just like, is there anything you can do though? Like any gig at all? Like, because we really want to have you on board and something. So I was kind of taken back by that. So I rang up our bass player and I was like, Jesus, any chance you can fly over here next week and we do this gig as a, as a 2-piece? Did it anyway. I was here for a full week just learning all the songs. I'm normally on the banjo, so I was just here on the guitar learning most of our songs and kind of done a few covers. And we just had a great show. Yeah, it was just brilliant. And just got talking some after, and yeah, they asked us can we hop on again for the December shows. It's brilliant. Like, you know, we saw them after. I loved it. We got on with them as well, and their gig was just fantastic. I thought it was just a really good it's a good vibe between the two of us, you know, playing to the crowd. They seemed to enjoy it and stuff. So it was good warm up for them. So hopefully.
So it proved that I'm not needed in the band at all. That's what that proves. You don't need your main songwriter or singer.
You're just there to look pretty.
Perfect. Yeah, about it. No, we were just a bit of luck, really. Like, yeah, so you need that some bit of that along the way.
Yeah.
I get the kind of impression, like just from talking to you, that like, you know, a lot of like what you're doing is very like instinctual and very kind of play as you go. Is it actually like that? Like, do you guys like pre-plan a lot of things, or is it just kind of like? Because it just seems like, you know, oh yeah, we'll just do this and then we'll do this and then that kind of like leads to this. Is that actually how it's been, or is it more, I guess, like pre-planned?
Yeah, so we'd have chats with management and get kind of I suppose like a bit of a storyboard up just for, you know, for maybe over the next 2 or 3 months, just kind of ideas and stuff, and then you kind of just start locking stuff down. But I'd say you kind of have to go with the flow a bit as well, isn't it? Just to kind of.
Yeah. I think every day though we like we live together. We work every day. We get up. We're doing something with music. It's just non-stop music. We would not have nothing else to talk about if it wasn't for music. To be honest, so we wouldn't get on at all. But like. That's the thing is like it's just constantly on the grind. Like every day we wake up, there's just something to do. There's lists for us to do, and it's just I just don't think we give ourselves credit for it. To be honest, like, you know, it's just because it's natural to us. It's just fun. It's just what we do. But like for other people, yeah, people have come up to us and said like, "Oh, you're making me feel like a cunt, like doing what I'm not doing anything." Like I'm looking at you coming all the way over from Liverpool, like, and I live here, and I'm like people have said that and stuff. But like that's a good thing too. It probably inspires people. Like, but. No, we said last night, didn't we? We said after a few pints, we're like, we need to even get more serious and knuckle down though. Like, so we're going to rent out a studio for about 8 hours a week now and just kind of commit to that because we haven't been doing that really. We have just been going with the flow with it and look how far it's gotten. So if we actually were like, no, if we actually put at least 8 hours down as well a week, look at it as work, just lock yourself in the studio, well, you know, maybe we can get better, like, you know.
And that is something you're committed to. It's not just drunk talk. It's not like you sober up and go.
We'll see you now next week.
What are we talking about? 8 hours? Do you guys plan doing any shows back home?
Yeah, we'd love to. We're kind of just because we're only really starting out with our original. We only released the song, so we're trying to build up a name a bit. But 100%, we'd love to come back and. We're looking at Belfast, Dublin, Galway, Limerick, even. Yeah, try and book a few shows there, and so we just need to build up our name a bit more now over there, and see. But yeah, no, 100%. I'd love to go back and play a good few gigs in Ireland, like. Yeah. Be great.
And I just want to plug this tour you have coming up in December. Yeah, O2 Academy, Liverpool, Shepherd's Bush Empire. Liverpool's the 11th, Shepherd's Bush Empire 12th, and then the Ritz in Manchester on the 13th. Is this like the biggest shows you guys have played so far? Because I mean, they're like massive venues. So.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. We done the O2 Academy in Liverpool, where we're just talking about. That was probably the biggest show I've ever played, really. In terms of just a venue, but yeah, no, we're really looking forward to it. The Shepherd's Bush Empire just looks even. I was looking at the photos of it. Family that live in London, they're kind of like, geez, you're playing there, like, you know, they've been there loads of times for shows. So yeah.
I mean, they're iconic venues. Yeah, I've been to the Ritz in Manchester. It's great. It's a great spot.
Yeah, I haven't even been into the Ritz yet. That's the thing. It's like might be my first time in there. Might be when we're playing. I'm not sure. I'm trying to get there to have a look at this beforehand.
They're famous for they have these springy floors. Like their floors are really springy for some reason. Yeah. That's what they're famous for. So everyone will be bouncing at that anyway, whether they want to or not. Very glad. Is there anything you'd like to add before we wrap up? And I failed to cover that you think people should know?
Think people like Irish music, they should listen to a man called Pecker Dunn, because he's the greatest Irish singer and songwriter of all time, in our humble opinion. So thank you, Pecker Dunn.
All right. Actually, sorry, that's sorry. I knew I was going to wrap up, but just there was one thing I wanted to ask. When you guys were growing up, because you said like, you kind of got into folk music a little later. So what were your influences, I guess, like in terms of when you guys were becoming musicians?
Would be a lot of Nirvana, Pixies,
Oasis, Tin Lizzy, kind of.
Yeah.
Rock and roll, and like
Yeah.
rock and roll.
Yeah.
Grunge, rock and roll, punk, Sex Pistols,
Clash. Yeah, like a lot of that kind of. When you first get into music, you start finding all that kind of music. You're like, Jesus. And I loved Joy Division because I started off in bass, so I was trying to.
Yeah.
Be your hook.
Yeah, the Joy Division would be huge inspirations for me growing up as well. Yeah, and it just went from there. Then you just start getting into nearly everything, don't you? Like, that's it. Yeah.
I'll see the Madness t-shirt, yeah, there.
Oh, yeah, I love Madness.
Yeah. So the two-tone theme as well, yeah. Perfect, lads. It's lovely chatting with you, and best of luck with everything you have coming up. Best of luck with the album, and I look forward to hearing what you have coming next.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care, lads.
Thank you. Bye now. Cheers.
Thank you for listening to that episode of Post-Burnout.com interviews. We're available wherever you get your podcasts, so we hope that you enjoyed and would consider subscribing, giving it a like on YouTube, or a rating anywhere else. We also have some exclusive episodes only available on Spotify, which features interviews with the likes of Kim Deal, Ron Mail of Sparks, Jacob Slater of Wonder Horse, Maria Kelly, Gavin Friday, and many more. So check those out if you're so inclined. Otherwise, thank you for listening and see you next time.